Hey everyone, Jeff here from Films at Home. Thanks for coming back to the channel today for this 4K review. Today we're going to be diving into a new release from Kino Lorber. Just in time for Halloween, they have released Rob Reiner's classic movie based on a Stephen King novel. We have Misery here on 4K Ultra HD. So we'll be diving into the visual quality and how it compares to past Blu-ray releases. We'll talk about audio, special features, and ultimately whether or not you need to consider picking this up for your collection and upgrading to 4K. So before we get started, if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider hitting that subscribe button and liking this video to share it with others. I'd really appreciate it. And if you like physical media, 4K Blu-ray collecting, home entertainment, I think you'll really enjoy my channel. So if you subscribe, that goes a long way to support me, and I appreciate it. So diving right into the visuals, I'm going head to head with Shout Factory's remastered Blu-ray, which was a new scan by their team, but it was very clear once I put in both of these discs and compared them head to head that there was a clear and present winner. That clear winner was the Kino Lorber 4K release, in large part due to its use of Dolby Vision HDR and what I would completely consider a totally revamped color timing that is unlike anything we've seen for Misery in the past. So it'll be very apparent here in the screenshots, and it is even more apparent, I would say, when you're watching it on your display. Screenshots only go so far, then you look at your display, that takes it to the next level. But you can see how drastic a difference there is here between the two releases. Right from the opening scenes, you can tell that Kino has completely restored this, redone this, rescanned it, and clearly done a lot of work on the color grading. Now it's funny because when I talked about Shout Factory's Halloween release on 4K, one of the benefits and one of the things I saw with that release was how much they brightened it up a little bit. It was a little more vibrant, and the Lionsgate Halloween release was so dull. Then when I looked at Misery, it's the exact opposite. The Shout Factory release on Blu-ray was so dull. Misery was lacking so much color. It was ice cold. There was not much vibrancy to it at all. And Kino has still retained the look and feel. You know, they haven't like totally changed the way that this movie feels. But it's not as dull. It's a much more inviting, engaging experience. It certainly gives your TV much more of a workout than what was a very gray, blue, dull Shout Factory disc. And I appreciate that a lot here because I know that this movie is dark and it's certainly not the happiest movie in the world, but it clearly could have used a revamp, and this looks as good as it gets on 4K. This is a really, really nice transfer from Kino Lorber, in large part due to the way that they redid the color timing and their use of HDR, and specifically Dolby Vision HDR. So there is a nice uptick in detail. The quality of this 4K scan is very good. It has a pretty high bit rate. It's a high quality scan for sure. But that's the biggest difference maker between these two releases, is just how much better the color, the vibrancy, contrast, brightness, everything across the board color-wise looks so much better on Kino Lorber's release than it does on Shout Factory. And until you get this new release, I used to think that Shout Factory Blu-ray looked pretty good because, if we're just talking detail, resolution, the way the scan looks, like, it did look pretty good. But wow, did Kino Lorber just completely blow them away. And I'm really impressed with this scan. I'm really impressed with their color timing. I'm really impressed with the whole restoration here. And it's certainly a great looking 4K disc that I would say is a must-have upgrade if you are invested in this format. So now in the audio, there isn't an upgrade here. Both the Shout Factory and this Kino Lorber, I believe, are using the same DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 track. I could not tell the difference. If there's a slight difference in the mixes, maybe, but to me, they sounded identical. Not a bad thing. The 5.1 DTS HD is a nice mix. Not necessarily, again, a movie that requires an Atmos or higher level mix, and I think it works just fine, but just know that you won't be getting Atmos or any DTS-X or any upgraded audio here. Your biggest upgrade audio and visual wise is going to be the HDR. Now the special features on this include an audio commentary by director Rob Reiner, an audio commentary by screenwriter William Goldman, Misery Loves Company featurette, Mark Shaman's musical Misery Tour featurette, Diagnosing Annie Wilkes, Advice for the Stalked, Profile of a Stalker, Celebrity Stalkers, Anti-Stalking Laws, all kinds of stuff on stalking and celebrity stalking, featurettes on that specifically, and then season's greetings and theatrical trailers. So really a lot of nice content on this disc as well, which is really cool. And then the packaging, I love the artwork on this. I think Kino does a great job with their artwork. Really digging that, that icy cold cabin artwork that they've used versus what's been used in the past. And then on the inside, you have just a 4K and a Blu-ray with standard Kino Lorber Studio Classics artwork. They usually don't do disc art. They brand them their own way. But like I said, that is it's newly remastered Blu-ray as far as I can tell. So it's their Blu-ray release plus their 4K. So you're upgrading actually both discs when you buy this. So overall, I'm really pleased, and I continue to be very pleased with Kino Lorber and their first, few forays into 4K. I like what they've done with The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I'm really excited to see how their Silence of the Lambs 4K stacks up against Criterion's pretty good Blu-ray disc. We'll do a head-to-head of that one in a future video. But right now, if you're really looking for a great Halloween pickup, something for spooky season, or you're just a Stephen King fan or a movie fan at all, or want to make the most of your 4K TV, Misery is an awesome 4K disc. I would highly recommend it. It's a great upgrade, and as long as you have HDR settings enabled, you're going to have a great experience with this. And if you have Dolby Vision, it takes it to even the next level, which is what I experienced, and so that would be an added benefit if you can take advantage of that. So I'll leave a link down in the description where you can pick up Misery on Amazon from Kino Lorber. That'll help support my channel, so I appreciate you using that link, but also feel free to shop around. This one's pretty widely available and didn't run into too many delays. I was able to pick it up from Bull Moose fairly easily, didn't have any issues getting it shipped out, so I know they're out there, unlike some other recent releases that have had some problems. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and hopefully you pick this one up. If you've already got it, it's been out for about a week as of me filming this video. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it, and if you liked it as much as I did. But I'll be diving into Silence of the Lambs very shortly. That's going to be a big head-to-head, another 4K versus Criterion showdown, which I love doing those comparison videos, so stay tuned for that. Make sure you subscribe and have your notifications on so you don't miss any of it, and like this video so others will see it. Also, make sure to follow me on social media. All the links are down in the description. Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. Great ways to get in touch with me, stay up to date on what's going on the channel. Sometimes I do giveaways over there as well, so you'll definitely want to follow me on all those platforms. And other than that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe and stay healthy out there, and I will talk to you soon.